Hey guys, it's Rinji in for day 2 of NaNoWriMo. It's actually at the very beginning of day 3 really, but it's the end of day 2 for me. I have a tendency of staying up past midnight, so right now it is 12:25 a.m. Just about to go to bed actually. If you look, I have beautiful circles under my eyes, and actually this light needs to go off. That's better. A little bit too bright. But like I said, it's the end of day 2, and yesterday I made my goal of 3,334 words. I actually, in the end, ended up hitting 3,646 today after my miniature revisions from what I wrote in my post. I hit 4,100 words, giving me a grand total thus far of 7,746. So that's in 2 days. I have to fill in my word progress chart first before tomorrow, because I'll be over 10K tomorrow, which will be nice. It was a bit of a challenging day today. I almost did not get down what I wanted to get down. I opened my computer, I plugged in my thumb drive, I sat down, and my mind went completely blank. Every idea I had for what I wanted to do, every idea I had that I wanted to do had just completely went just out the window. And so I was kind of left with this, well, what do? I have this place where I can pick up at the end of chapter 2-ish, or I can go all the way to episode 4 or 5, wherever it happens to be, and finish what I started there. Well, I decided to continue on where I had ended yesterday and pushed myself through it and managed to complete a chapter in 2 days. That's pretty darn good. Usually if I can complete a chapter in 2 to 3 days, that's pretty good timing for me. If I'm really sitting cranking out chapters one after the other, and I'm just like, alright, yes, I can do this, I have this great awesome idea, I have so many different things going, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. And I can crank out 2 and 3 chapters a day, and I'll be sitting down for 8 hours at a time. Right now I've only been limiting myself to 2 hours of actually writing, and then I will do 2 hours of revisions afterward, because I have this wonderfully nasty habit, thanks to school, of revising and editing my work shortly after I finish writing it, or in the middle of. So I have kind of pulled that into my writing habits for everything, for NaNoWriMo, for freelance writing, for my blog posts, for even if I'm just working on a novel on the side. I will write for a certain amount of time, and then afterward I will take that exact same amount of time which I wrote, and that'll be my revision and editing time right after. And it helps because then it keeps me from going back later and editing before the whole jumbled mess is together. So this way I can actually keep up with myself and keep that nasty habit from running amok. So instead of hitting that wonderful button this year for NaNoWriMo of the inner editor containment button from the NaNoWriMo workbooks, I no longer have that button available. It is nixed, out of order, cannot push it. So I have my inner editor with me this year, and he or she, whoever it may be, is quite happily riding along for the bumpy ride with me. So it makes it quite interesting, really, to see where I'm going to be at this year. One of the biggest things that I wanted to show you guys today as part of my whole NaNoWriMo thing is I have 20 specific little tips and tricks that I've picked up over the years of just plain and simply writing, from writing everywhere from 6th grade all the way up, on how to keep yourself writing, how to keep yourself going when it's a large project, and where you can get the motivation from. And just a little side note for anybody who is doing NaNoWriMo and watching this, that little dare machine on the Young Writers Program website helps. I have 35, yes, 35 little dares that I picked up from that thing that actually I can easily incorporate into Tears of Pain. And it's quite interesting, really, too. But let me show you my little tips that I have picked up. I have them, as I put in my video from yesterday, I have sticky notes everywhere. They have changed positions. There is 2 that left, 2 that gained on that wall, and several more on this one. This is the one that I had something else on. This is my 20 tips. It's going to be, I don't know if you guys can read them. It's probably going to be a bit blurry. I'll take a picture of them and put them individually on my website, or on the blog, not the website, sorry. If you can read them, then awesome. It might be a little bit too far away. But basically, the biggest #1 thing that I found when it comes to writing is have fun. If it's not fun, don't do it. It's not worth it. The next one, especially if you're writing full-time, to be an author, to publish a book, and to get through, especially NaNoWriMo, 6 to 8 hours of sleep each and every day. No less. If you get anything less than 6 hours of sleep, you need more. Your brain is not going to stick with you. It's going to frazzle out. It's going to completely disintegrate on you. 8 hours is about the maximum. Anything more, you're pushing it, and you're going to make yourself overtired from oversleeping. So, and you don't want that combo either. That's bad combo. Reward yourself. You deserve it. Even if you only typed 100 words and that's all you could beef out for the day, and all you could shove out of that tiny little hole of a door that you're shoving all these thoughts through, that's still a heck of a lot. Reward yourself for it at the end of it. Even if your clock goes off and says, hey, your writing time of 2 hours is up, now it's time for revision time, and you only literally have 100 words. It's 100 words more than what you had before, and that's pretty darn good. And the fact that somebody is even participating in NaNoWriMo is amazing. It really takes a lot for anybody to participate in this. So if you guys are participating in this and you're watching this, awesome for you, good for you, keep it up. Kudos, seriously. Tip #4 is a huge one. Don't write more than 4,000 to 5,000 words a day. You will burn out. This is a 30-day thing that goes on all November long. And if you don't pace yourself, you will burn out, you'll crash, and you won't have a smooth landing. Tip #5 is just take a quick break every 15 to 20 minutes. You can lean back in your chair, close your eyes, massage your forehead if you have a headache, take some quick pain meds, look away from the computer, stretch, grab a drink of water, grab a munch real quick, and then get back at it. The idea is to let your brain rest for even if it's a couple short minutes, and to let your eyes rest if you're using a computer, and even if you're writing by hand. Close your eyes for a couple seconds, relax, let the muscles in your eyes just loosen up and do their thing so you don't kill your eyesight. That's where those are from. Tip #6, drink lots and lots of water. You need to stay hydrated. That is why heat stroke and heat exhaustion are so enormously a pain, because you get dehydrated. You cannot function when you are dehydrated. Writing or walking either does not work. Keep hydrated, guys, seriously. This is my water canteen that I keep on me at all hours of the day. It is 2 quarts of water. And I am getting to the point where I'm filling this up 2 and 3 times a day. So, it comes in handy. Tip number 7, have snackies close by on the in case of hunger. If you get hungry, you don't want to get up from the computer and run off to go grab something to eat. Keep some munchies nearby. Grab a bowl of carrots and celeries or something. Grab a couple of pieces of fruit. If you have a small refrigerator in your room, move it closer to where you're going to be writing and shove your snacks in there. So all you have to do is lean over, pop the door open, grab it, grab a spoon or fork, shut the door, and go. Makes it 10 times easier. Tip number 8 is what I do with the multiple progress charts. Have multiple progress charts with small attainable goals so you can see really where you're at in your book, because word count doesn't always give you a clue. Word count just shows, yeah, you wrote this many words. That's awesome. It really is. But if you are writing your book seriously and you want it to be published, multiple progress charts will show you where you're at in your book. I am a serious writer. I want my book to be published. That is the end goal. That's what I'm going for. I have had this idea for 9 years now, 8 to 9 years. I am done fiddling with it. I am done playing patty cake with it. It is getting written, it is getting published, and it is getting out on the market for others to read. That is my goal, and that's what I'm going to accomplish this year. So, if you are like me and you have that goal, even if you haven't been playing patty cake with a story idea for 9 years, if that is your goal, is to be published, use multiple charts. Let me give you a glimpse of my book. I showed you guys these. These are my chapter progress. Is this one. My episode progress is this one. And my word progress is the one over there. I haven't scribbled in and colored in where I'm at on the word progress yet. And I cannot, because of what I've written these last 2 days, I cannot actually put in where I'm at on these 2 yet. Because where I'm at is I've written 1 chapter for, I'm pretty sure episode 5 is where I'd be at. It's kind of weird, really, because I was not expecting to start there, but I did. So, episode 9, or sorry, not episode 9, tip 9. If there's an episode 9 in my book, there's a problem. Tip number 9 is have a writer's track. For those of you who enjoy watching movies or have some favorite movies, there's going to be a soundtrack for it that you enjoy listening to the music. It is so cool. It is really appealing to the ear. Yeah, there might be a couple of quirky, wonky songs here and there that just kind of don't mix in with it, but they add to the emotional state of the movie. Have a writer's track. A writer's track is the soundtrack to your book. It is what gets you seeing that movie or hearing those words or having this image in your head that you can write down. It helps you to get the idea out. It works. For me, at least. Not everybody does. Tip number 10 is have a writing drink that helps you concentrate, and I'm not talking about alcohol, guys. Some people say that you concentrate more when you're drunk. Not really. You don't need to concentrate when you're drunk. You're just relaxed. So you're less likely to have to worry about, oh, I want to hit this little pinhead right on the dot. You're not going to be worried about that. It's going to be, oh, I have a ball to throw. Okay. Punk. Oh, I hit it. Look at that. It's the way it is usually. It's not that you're concentrating, because you're not. You're just, okay. You're relaxed. You're enjoying yourself. You're having fun. That's the point of having a drink. But the point of having a drink is not to get drunk. Take that lesson too. But as I was saying, and getting back on track, I don't mean alcoholic drink. I mean like hot cocoa, chai tea, which is what I do, green tea, milk, maybe, water if that's your drink of choice for concentration. I have my 2-quart canteen on the side. It sticks right by me within quick reach for when I'm thirsty. Usually it's tucked down right by my foot, so if I need it, I just reach down, grab it, pop it open, take a drink, and put it back. But when I'm starting to get chilled from sitting so long, I will go get a cup of hot cocoa as part of my break, or I will get a cup of chai tea and come back, and it'll warm me up, it'll get me back onto concentrating, and it will help me get through everything. So have a drink that helps you concentrate. Tip number 11, walk away from writing for several minutes every 30 to 60 minutes. So every half hour to an hour. You don't want to go any more than an hour without taking a break because you're just going to burn out again. The biggest key with NaNoWriMo is not burning out. You have 30 days to write. You have 30 days to hit that 50K mark. Don't push it. You will break. Been there, done that. Happened, I want to say 3 or 4 years in a row. Been there, done that. Happened. Not happening again. Take your time. Take a break every 30 minutes to 60 minutes. Get up, walk around. Get away from the writing. If you have this raging idea of where you are still going, write it down on a sticky note in brief words, not a whole paragraph, just brief words of this is where I'm at, this is what I'm writing, okay, go. Stick the sticky note right on top of where you are plainly going to see it, and it will not be hidden at the end of your nose, but right in front of where you will read it. And then get up, walk around, get away from the laptop or writing space. Go get something to eat that's better than just munchies. Go get something to drink, like your writing drink. Go walk the dog. Go hit the bathroom if you need to. Go take a quick bath, like a 5-minute relaxing bath. Don't go sit and watch TV. You'll kill your eyes. Do something physical that makes your muscles and your bodies move. So that's the key. Get up and actually away for more than just a couple of minutes. Have an idea of where you're going to start each day. Same thing with your breaks. If you are ending your day and you have this raging, rampaging idea of, okay, this is where I'm at, this is the idea that's still rolling through my head, and this hamster is not stopping on his wheel. Take a sticky note, write it briefly down, put it where you're going to see it, and then go. That hamster comment was funny actually to me for some reason. I'm slap happy it's past midnight. Tip number 13. Make a pledge to finish. Instead of just, oh, this is NaNoWriMo, 50K. Awesome. I'll participate. Make that pledge of, yeah, I'll hit 50,000 words. Yeah, I'll finish a novel this year. Yeah, I'll do my darndest to finish a rough draft before the end of the month. It takes a lot to be able to make that pledge, but when you do, it pushes you so much further than when you don't. Because you have to hold yourself accountable. And the biggest judge that you will ever come across that you can never run away from is yourself. Because you have to live with the decisions you make every day. So because you make that pledge, even if it's to yourself, and it's not to anybody else, and regardless of even if it is to somebody else, you remember making that pledge. So you are accountable. Tip number 14, have a support network. This is where your friends and family come in. If somebody's not participating, say, hey, I'm taking part in this. Can you support me? Can you like message me every day and cheer me on? Or can you call me every day and wish me luck? Or, you know, can you send me writing supplies, this and this and this and this, something to support. It's good to have that support there, because then you feel like that you're not completely out of the equation for everything, and you're not necessarily alone, but you might be the only one writing. That happens. Tip number 15. I love this one. This is actually a really cool one. For more motivation than just number 14, have a small group of ambitious fans to egg you on. And I am not kidding. You might only have one best friend. You might only have like one sibling that you can utterly, completely, and always trust with your secrets. Let them have a peek at your unfinished manuscript and let them read it through. Don't ask for their editorial or proofreading opinions. Just ask them what their overall impression of the book is. And if they say, man, that was awesome, you know, I can't wait to read that when it gets finished, you have an ambitious fan to egg you on at that point. And it's not hard to find some. There are people who enjoy every genre out there. And it just takes a minute of saying, hey, can you know, I trust you. Can you read this for me? Can you give me your overall impression of if you like it or if you don't? Or if you would really wait to read this for when it gets finished. I have several people in a small group, and it's just a small group, it's not getting any bigger. I have a small group of people that I have allowed to read my unfinished manuscript, to get them anxious and wanting to read this book before it's even out and before it's even finished. And if you can have that, that will compel you to complete this project so much faster and so much better than if you didn't have it. So if you have some fans there that are like, heck yeah, I want this book. I want to read this book, and I know the author. I want to read this book. You know, when are you going to finish this book? You know, when's it coming out? Are you finished with it yet? How's it going? You know, is it coming out right? Are you working on it well? You'll have people doing that, and it makes you feel so proud of yourself and so excited and pumped up to write that you will be overcome with excitement and joy. And you will just want to sit down and write for hours. It is one of the most amazing feelings you will ever have in your life. Tip number 16, if you are like me, turn your internet off. It is the biggest distraction to everybody and anybody, and I will tell you, I mean literally everybody and anybody. The biggest distraction, because it's this wonderful marvel of, oh, I can do just about anything online. It's a distraction. You get caught up in Facebook, you get caught up in Twitter, MySpace, the blogs, YouTube, games, all these different things. It is such a huge distraction. And when you're trying to write, it's not helpful. There is one program online that you have to web search for via an URL that can help you with NaNoWriMo, and that is called Write or Die. Good program. You can buy a version where it's on your laptop, I believe, or your computer desktop. I think you can buy it anyways. Don't quote me, I'm not sure. Double check yourselves. I don't use it because it kind of put me out of sorts a few times. And it wasn't from using the die method of, if you don't get this done, you lose all your words. I don't do that. I can't stand losing what I wrote because it ticks me off when I have an original thought written down. But that is a very good program to use. But you have to web search it, which runs the risk of getting distracted. The other program, Skype. Yeah, you might have all these friends that are on like, hey, freelance video, you know, hey, let's chat. If you message them or put on your away thing that says, hey, I'm writing, don't disturb me, please, and you have a writing friend and you're doing a personal write-in between you and them via Skype, you can have their video up and you can be chit-chatting for a little bit with them as you're writing and as you're going about it. That way it keeps you both accountable. And it becomes a very helpful tool, actually. I had a write-in just today with a very good friend of mine who lives in a different state. We are both partaking in NaNoWriMo this year. She is doing something similar to me, where she is taking a story that she started years and years ago, and she's actually revamping it and restarting it and bringing it back up to the glory that it was when she started it. So, kudos to her. Tip number 17, share your progress with others. Even if you just have a support network and you don't have all these ambitious, anxious fans, just by simply saying, hey, I reached my word goal today, with a few other people, you're going to have people who are going to go, yeah, awesome, good for you, keep it up. And hearing that feels great. It really does. Even if it's just a quick cheer on, it feels good. So do that, and it's great to have that. I mean, heck, if you have your own cheerleading team at home, that makes it even better, but not everybody has those. Tip 18, encourage other writers to keep going. You will be amazed at how awesome it feels when you are encouraging these other writers to keep going. Because A, you've had the experience of it, so you know what it's like, and you know what you're going through. And B, you are more than likely to get their support back as well, because you are showing an interest in their work, and they are more than likely at that point to check out, they're more than likely to check out your work and see where you are at in your writing than if you were to just, oh well, I'm going to twiddle my thumbs and not really talk to anybody. So if you encourage other people, it becomes a huge benefit to you, it becomes a huge benefit to them. And on top of that, if you've done this for years, you can become a mentor to somebody else who's learning the process of writing a book, of doing NaNoWriMo, of doing all these different things. And you can be part of their support network. And you can be, even eventually, one of their ambitious fans. It really helps when somebody else knows that you're there, and you know you're not alone. That's the biggest thing with that tip, is you know you are not alone. You have this other person you're encouraging and egging on. And usually they will reciprocate and come back and encourage and egg you on. So it's a win-win situation. You're both pushing yourselves to go further by pushing somebody else to go further. Tip number 19, have somebody to write with. If you have that one friend that goes, well, maybe I'll give it a try, and they decide to sit down and write with you, even if it's not for the whole of NaNoWriMo, but it's just, oh, well, I have a writing report. Or, oh, well, I'll give it a try for a couple days to see. I've never really written a novel. Okay, well, sit down and write with me. You have that accountability there because you have somebody else who's there of, well, how far did you get? And you are able to keep them accountable for what they're doing too. I'm the weird one. I have a better tendency of finishing cleaning a room when I'm talking to somebody else. If I'm doing it by myself, I'm less likely to do it. It's the same way with writing. You have somebody there, you're more likely to finish than you are by yourself. Teamwork counts. Tip number 20, one of my all-time favorite tips, is have a silly, awesome, funny, cool, sweet, adventurous time. This is not meant to be something extremely serious. It's not meant to be that huge and ridiculous of an undertaking. Yes, it's going to be an undertaking, but it's not meant to be that much of one. And if you can't have fun while you're doing it, then you're doing something wrong, which means you need to fix something. And if that's the case, then you need to sit back and evaluate and reevaluate about what you're doing and whether or not it's really what you want to do. So have fun with it. Make some awesome memories, because if you have those great memories, the ones that you love to go back and think about all the time, you're going to go back and you're going to do it again and again and again and again and again. And that's what really makes it fun. It's, you know, you had an awesome time with it, so why not do it again? It's just like people that love camping. They go camping all the time. It's just like people who go dancing. They go dancing all the time. It's fun. It gives them good memories. So that's one of the biggest, most important things. And it follows up tip number 1, have fun. So one of the other things that I wanted to share with you guys too real quick before I go. What I am also doing is I am doing this, where it is my daily word count along with my total at that point of writing. So that was November 1st, 3646 words completed. November 2nd, 4100 words completed, 7746 words total. And I'm going to do that for each and every single day. Yes, I do realize that my little thing of sticky notes is getting pretty thin here, unfortunately. But I have more lying around, and it's not that expensive to go get sticky notes. So I'm doing that so I can keep track of my progress instead of having to completely rely on the website. This is for my benefit, just to see where I'm getting for that 50K goal. So for right now, I am going to head to bed, and I hope you guys had an awesome second day of National Novel Writing Month. For those of you who are still up writing, best of luck to you. To all the writers out there, kudos to you, and best of luck in completing your efforts. I hope your month goes great, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.